What is up, Eastern Oregon? This is Dodgy with EOAlive Sports, and today I'm joined by EOU softball senior Kaylie Hoskins. Kaylie, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. It was a nice opening weekend in California. Really nice.
For sure.
The first game we throw a two-hitter, 14 strikeouts. Kind of just left, kind of took over where you left off from last year. For you personally, let's start with you a little bit. How'd you get involved in softball?
I started in Little League just from playing T-ball and everything, and then I kind of started aging up in Little League as I got more advanced, and then I started playing like travel ball when I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And I've played ever since.
Ever since. Where'd you go to high school at?
Lake Stevens High School.
Lake Stevens, Washington. And then you went to junior college at?
Everett Community College.
Everett Community College. How did you end up at EOU?
Kind of by luck. I went from my first college in Southern California during the COVID year. I moved home and then found Everett for what I thought was a year, and then moving back to San Diego. And it didn't work out that way, which is totally fine. And I was kind of just trying to figure out what I was going to do next. Nicole found me through, who knows, I think it's through one of my coach affiliates that I knew at home named Ashley Carter. She's done some mental health training with our team in the past. And I didn't hear from her. I had no idea she was interested, and I just thought I was going to hang up my cleats after Everett. I didn't have any offers. And
how did you not have offers?
It's hard during COVID, I think, because everybody was keeping everyone through all their eligibility, just kind of how we all, the Last of Us COVID girls, are doing right now. And she had been reaching out, and I had no idea. And then my athletic director actually told me that she was reaching out to him and was interested. And then within a couple weeks, I was here on a visit. And
I was at that visit. I was there the first day you threw. I told Nicole right after that, I was like, where's the paper? Why isn't it signed? Like, how come this thing is not signed yet? Like, let's get this girl here. At the time, we needed pitching bad. Last year, I kind of feel like after you, pitching kind of fell off a little bit, and that was one of our weak points. This year, we brought in Parsons, and
amazing staff,
and it feels like a totally different pitching staff.
It really is. It's really comforting. Not that our pitching staff last year couldn't handle themselves,
right.
But I'm excited for this year to kind of get to relax and enjoy my last year. And just really soak it in. That's what my coaching staff and everybody has been talking about, is just being able to soak in your last year of playing. So I'm excited to be able to do that.
I know the feeling of being a number one on a pitching staff in college. And when you got guys behind you or girls behind you that you're confident in, it makes life a whole lot easier. Because then you don't feel that pressure of having to go out there and win every single time.
Yeah, and that's how it was at my JUCO too. For my first year at my JUCO, it was like a shortened season. There was no postseason, so there's really nothing to compare it to. But then my second year at Everett, it was just like that as well. So having to do that pretty much for 3 years straight has been pretty exhausting. So it's definitely nice.
It's tough. If you had to choose one or the other, beach or the mountains?
Beach.
Why?
For sure. I love hot weather. I've said since I was a little kid I was going to end up somewhere where it was warm and I could go to the beach and there's palm trees everywhere.
So you said you spent a year in San Diego.
I did.
That's my hometown. What did you like about San Diego? What was your favorite part?
The weather. I wish that I had gotten to have the full experience. I lived in San Marcos, so it was like 40 minutes north of downtown.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a car. I didn't get to have any of that. So I very rarely got to go explore, but I just loved being able to wear shorts all year.
Yeah, 70 degrees all year.
Yeah, and not have to worry about rain. Like being from Northwestern Washington, rain is like...
Your feet are webbed probably.
Yeah, absolutely. The rain is just, if you can avoid it, it's wonderful. So that was really nice.
With San Diego though, everything's so expensive, and I don't know if you got to really realize that being,
for sure.
But you got to see it enough that you're like, whoa.
Yeah, and it's hard though because San Diego feels pretty relative to growing up in the greater Seattle area.
Very similar.
It's all I've ever known. So coming here and everything being
Culture
cheaper was amazing. I was so excited.
You're like, what? Rent's only $700?
Literally, like gas isn't more than $25. This is a win.
Yeah, definitely. Softball wise, who's your idol? Like who you look up to?
Oh, I have so many. I can't name
Rattle off a
one.
couple.
Kat Osterman.
That's my favorite. She's
Love
my favorite
her.
of all time.
Obviously
Monica Abbott, because she's a lefty like you.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Danielle Laurie, being a Seattle kid, was huge for me. Right now in the college world, honestly, Ruby Malin at UW is doing amazing. Like, again, loving Seattle and just seeing how she commands.
I like Allison Royalty for Florida State.
I have not really watched. I don't watch outside of Seattle softball. Yeah.
So Allison Royalty used to play at Arizona State, and
very cool.
Pac-12, and she transferred to Arizona or to Florida State.
I also love Jordy Ball and her swagger. I love that. I try to have that.
I like college softball.
It's fun to watch, but
it's fast.
So
compared to baseball, I'll fall asleep. I love baseball. I played college baseball. But I'll fall asleep during a baseball game. I will not fall asleep during a softball game.
I love watching it. Baseball and softball both. It's just like intense. It doesn't matter. Like being an athlete in it, it doesn't matter which one I'm watching. I'm just zoned in for sure.
What's your favorite part about being a pitcher?
Being in charge.
Yeah, me too.
Everything starts with you, ends with you. Everything. I love just owning the circle, owning the field, and just showing off.
They say that softball and baseball is a team sport, but when I'm on the mound and I have that ball and there's a hitter in the box, it's me against that hitter.
Yeah, for sure. It's me and my catcher. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
100%. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah. Favorite is Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah?
It's my favorite pizza.
What's your favorite food all time? Like, what's your go-to?
Literally any pasta. Anything.
Pasta's a hard one.
Comfort food. It's hard to beat.
It really is. And you can put, it's so versatile too.
Yeah.
You can put anything you want on it and it's still good.
Yeah.
For you personally this year, All-American last year, it's your senior year. You have another year of eligibility. Is there a possibility that you come back?
I don't think so. No. I mean, I'm a fifth-year senior.
Already, right.
Yeah, already. I feel like it's my time. Like, I love it. I love the game. I could play it forever. But you just know when you get to that point where you're ready to
become an adult. Yeah,
I call it being a real-life adult. I'm ready for that, for sure.
Well, I mean, and it wouldn't even, it's not even going to need to make sense for records because you're going to have all the records by the time this year's over. You're going to have the career strikeout record. You're going to have the career shutout record. You're going to be right close to wins too, honestly.
Yeah,
and you're only a 2-year player. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think the selfish part of me would be like, yeah, I'm just going to play 2 years and put my name and leave it right there and say, here's what I did in my 2 years. But the competitive part of me would be like, if I got to like the Final Four or something, I'm coming back. I'm pissed.
Yeah,
I'm coming
absolutely.
back. You know what I mean? So is there is there a possibility if something like that happens that it changes your mind?
You know, I don't think so. I really try to just like appreciate what we had then, and like last year we had way higher potential than I think we got to. And
definitely.
So I think anything more than what we did last year is a win for me.
Absolutely. I like that answer. What about if you had to either be in jail for 5 years or in a coma for 10? Which one are you picking?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that before. I don't know. I would probably say jail.
I'm doing jail too.
Yeah,
sure.
I could not be that.
10 years of life.
Well, that and like I'm a person that constantly needs to be surrounded by people. I would be.
Well, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
You're just gonna go to sleep and wake up 10 years later.
Yeah,
but
that's like a big shock. And
10 years down the road, your friends are gonna all have kids. Like it's gonna be really weird and uncomfortable. At least if you were in jail, you could talk to them and you know what's going on. As far as like. Family too.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like, it would be weird. What about what are you going to school for?
I'm majoring in communications, so very open-ended.
so what do you want to be when you grow up?
I have too many things. Like I have too many things that I want to do.
In an ideal world.
I'd work in professional sports and do event operations. For sure.
Like you want to be like the person that sets it all up.
I would be running operations for like setting up the Super Bowl.
I have a friend that did that for like 10 years for the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes, minor league baseball team over in Salem, and she loved her job.
Yeah.
Like, that would be cool. I mean, I would love to. I mean, not that I don't love my job, but I would love to work in professional sports somehow.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. It's just a different world.
Yeah, I would love to be a part of it. Obviously, being an athlete, you kind of have that, like, 1 foot in.
There's a tie. Yep.
Yeah, just doing anything behind the scenes would be cool.
So let's talk about goals real quick, and then I'll get you out of here. Personally, what are your goals for this season, 2024?
Oh, it's hard to say. I've kind of tried to wait until we've like played a few games, but now that we have, I think we should be getting a conference title. We should be no issue getting to opening round. I would love if our team could stay nationally ranked the whole year.
It's very possible.
I think that it could definitely happen, and it should be happening. I would like to get Pitcher of the Year this year for the conference, and I think getting Conference Pitcher of the Week already is wonderful, and I'd love to get that a few more times again. But I'd love to get NAIA Pitcher
My
of the Week.
personal opinion is you were Pitcher of the Year last year.
Yeah, I think that was a general opinion.
They found a way to share the love. They couldn't give that
for sure.
other award to Schmidt, right? It was Schmidt, right?
Yep,
From,
Casey Schmidt.
OIT. They could. She wasn't a freshman, like so. She could. They just found a way, and I've noticed that the CCC does that. I don't know if I'm a fan of it, but I get it. I do. I mean, it's one of those things where you know. If there's a way you can make it happen and give everybody that deserves some attention.
Yeah, and I think the reality is that obviously as a pitcher, like your accolades are for you, but like you can only do as much as your team can do with you.
Yeah,
so
it's a team award.
I think the difference would be that her team supported her a little bit better.
Yeah.
Which is no big
and,
fault.
and it is a team award. I mean, it's individual, but you don't get wins without your team playing defense, without your team hitting the ball. You don't get you don't get strikeouts without your catcher calling a good game. You know what I mean? Like so
Absolutely.
there's all those things. So that's your goals are you want to get this team into the national tournament. I mean, I think we can advance in the national tournament.
Definitely think so too.
We have a really good shot,
Yeah.
especially after seeing what I saw this weekend with the other teams in the conference. OIT is going to be tough. We know that. I don't think Southern's going to be as tough this year.
You know, watching them play this weekend in our in-betweens, it was kind of insane to see. Yeah, for sure.
But OIT is going to bring it every single year. We know that. And we play in the hardest conference in America, in my eyes. I mean, I don't think there's any arguing that. For you, if Nicole sat a freshman in front of you, or a high schooler, let's go high schooler, and said, Kaylie, recruit this person to come play softball at EOU, what are you going to tell that person?
I would say that we have a really encouraging staff, coaches, players, everyone are super encouraging, and we have great access to wonderful facilities, and really that we have a lot of fun. We just like to make sure that we're having fun at the forefront. We work hard, but we make sure we band together, and our team chemistry and our culture is unmatched this year, I think, compared to past, which I haven't been able to see, but it's really nice.
Good. Eastern Oregon. She's EOU senior softball player Kaylie Hoskins. I'm Dazzy. Kaylie, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.